Hello, good morning.
Welcome to What the Hell Are We? Tuesday, Thursday, April, August. I am Rimalower here with my lovely co-host, Danielle Nolen.
Hey y'all, live from New York. It is Thursday morning.
Tuesday, Thursday, April, August.
Time heals everything. It's a song. And time heals everything.
I never know what day it is. When you said Thursday morning, I was like, no. And then I was like, oh.
The only reason I know that, well, aside from this, is that my little pill counter today told me it was Thursday. So.
Oh, interesting. Well, by the way, I'm Rimalower today because I'm wearing
yes,
my favorite shirt.
Love. One of the best album covers ever.
Yes.
I was thinking about that album yesterday because I was listening to Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark, and I realized
as you always are,
as I always am, and the last track on that album is Twisted, which I've heard Bet sing 1,000 times, and I've heard Joni sing 1,000 times, but I never put two and two together to be like, oh, this is a Joni Mitchell song that Bet covered.
Wait, is it a Joni Mitchell song?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a standard.
I did too. I mean, whenever I heard Bet sing it, but then I realized like, oh, this is, and I looked it up and it is written by Joni.
How cool. See, we were just talking about Barbara singing Joni before we...
I'm looking it up now because I'm like, wait, maybe I'm wrong. Oh no, I'm so sorry. It is not Joni Mitchell's song. It says covered by Joni, so never mind. I take it back. But I never put two and two together. That was
which one is Twisted? Am I thinking of the wrong song?
It's my analyst told me that I was right out of my head.
Yeah, that's a standard.
Is it? Oh, okay. I mean, I'd only ever heard them sing it, but
I mean, it's like I feel like, is it like Lambert, Hendricks, and Ross, or like
yeah, Ross. It said Ross.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm learning something too today.
Great. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh my God.
Yes. Make sure you comment and tell us your thoughts and feelings on everything in the world and
all your thoughts and feelings. We were just saying that we've been walking around and just like really seeing a lot of people not wearing masks.
It's shocking. I would say 60 to 70% of people I see are not.
Yeah. We are femme for mask here at Thursday, April, August. And so, like, I mean, I know everybody likes to, like, you know, I guess we shouldn't say police anymore because we don't want that word to become, you know,
right.
But, you know, everybody likes to get all up in other people's business. Well, they had it under their chin or whatever. But, like, at least the chin people were like, there's a point where I'm going to put it on my face. Maybe we disagree about what that point is, but what's with the people that are just like, you know, maybe it's in their pocket or maybe
it's just like going just bareback in it.
I mean, yeah, taking it raw dog in that. But it was a beautiful day, and today doesn't look as beautiful except for the site.
Thank you, Kenneth
Alfonso. Thank you, Kenneth. So, well, I'm excited for your Who Do You Think You Are today?
Yes, me too as well. I was especially excited for this one because, as you know, listeners, maybe you don't, but we covered Diana Ross on this week's podcast episode, and so I was in a very Diana place. I've been listening to a lot of her albums, and so this video came to mind. So we will go to that segment now. And this is from when Lucille Ball and Diana Ross were on Dinah Shore's TV show back in the day.
It's like you're hip, but the hip is so much hipper. Flip, but flip is really flipper. More like a heavy tuned tripper. You're in that special spin. You only play to win. You're so far out you're in.
When you act like hip?
No, honey.
Hep? What's hep?
Diana?
That's hep?
If you like hep, you stay up late for the Betty Grable movie. Big Mirror Ruba Ralston's movie. Quote every speech by her. You buy that Tiffany lamp.
You're hot.
Hip ain't like a new bag. Hip ain't like letting it all hang out.
Or sucking it to me.
Hip ain't like giving your yippee.
Hip ain't like betting your bippy.
Hip is new.
It's nice and neat and right here on the beat. 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
It is too much. I mean, first of all, okay, I'm reading the comments. First of all, I just love this phase of Lucy. Like, she's just like old, like smoker Lucy. Just like her voice is just completely blown out. She's like,
He's warming up for Mame.
yeah. She's like, what? And she uses that to comedic effect. And then, you know, she and Dinah are kind of just like speak singing and kind of, you know, doing whatever. And then Diana comes out and she's just like, you know, and the beautiful voice that just pours out of her is just like, oh my God.
She's like a noodle, just like so fluid.
Yeah, she's so thin and beautiful.
Like, what world is Dinah Shore teaching anyone, even Lucille Ball, about how to be hip?
I know, it's so crazy. And if you watch the other clips from her show, it's like she is truly, she's something. But I just, yeah, and I love Lucy, just like old and wearing like this bell-bottom suit, and she's a good dancer though.
Yes, totally.
Speaking of Lucy, I also watched yesterday a clip of our girl, Bette Midler, on Oprah. And Oprah asked her what her favorite TV show is. And she says, Lucy. And she told this great story of meeting Lucy. And as Bette said, she was the tallest person I'd ever met because, you know, Bette's so famously short. And she told the story of them playing Scrabble and how competitive Lucy was.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
You know who Taylor Negron was?
Mm-mm.
He was like this actor and writer, and he was like a character actor in like a million like movies like from the old days. Like I grew up on him because he was Julio, Jennifer Jason Leigh's fiance in the Rodney Dangerfield movie Easy Money.
Okay.
She'd be like, Julio! Like, and Rodney Dangerfield like didn't like him. He was her dad. Anyway, but I should find this article for you because he wrote this amazing article about how when he was he died a couple years ago. But he wrote this amazing article about how when he was a young actor and comedian starting out in LA, like in that era, how Lucy like took him under her wing and how he was one of many. And it's like a really cool story about what a mentor she was and how generous she was.
I feel like that's a very common theme throughout the people in Lucy's life because Robert Osborne famously says that she's the one who he credits with his career as like a film historian and, you know, whatever. And because he was an actor in Hollywood and she, again, took him under her wing. And she said, you know, you could be an actor if you wanted and you could continue on that track and you'd probably be fine. But what you really should do is more the film, you know, history and the film theory part of it, because that's what you're really passionate about. And he took that advice. And of course, you know, it made him a star. So, yeah, I love that.
That's always like a theme you hear people like when they like do the thing that's like the most them that they're afraid is too specific and like off kilter that they won't make it if they do that, but then when they actually lean into who they are, that's when they
exactly
like that thing about like, well, don't try to be like anybody else because that's what they need you for.
Right. You'll be new.
Do Cole's Bernadette, but that was my friend Maddie O'Brien's Bernadette.
Well, I was also going to say
it's not as good.
It's also very Lucy. You know, she was kind of this debutante back in the day. Was on all these. You know, it was in the chorus of all these musical movies and was kind of this up and coming young star. But then what she really did to break out was what made her famous and was, you know, had never been done before in this comedic TV show where she broke all the rules and barriers.
Speaking of Patti LuPone, no, I'm just kidding. You know, it just made me think because I remember Dinah Shore's variety show or talk show, whatever it was. Like, I just remember when I was a little kid, like my grandma watching it, like Grandma Dottie. But what I'm surprised Diana, maybe she did and it didn't last, but I'm surprised Diana Ross never had like a regular. I mean, I know she had all those specials.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised they didn't try at some point like the Diana Ross show.
Yeah, that's surprising. Very surprising. All right. So, well, do you want to do your I'll Be Patty now or?
Oh yeah. Oh God. All right. Well, so hit it.
I hardly know the woman.
Well, I'll Be Patty today. It's just something that just like bugs me in an ongoing way, and I feel like this person commented Lucy was the queen of the bees before I Love Lucy. Oh, like bee movies.
Movies, yeah.
Like the queen of the bitches. I'm the queen of the bees. Actually, my first car, my only car I ever had, my parents bought me this. I was turned 16 in 1992, and my parents bought me their friend's mother's car, which was a 1980 Toyota Corona.
Oh yeah,
Corolla, Corona, which I think eventually they discontinued the Corona because they started making the Camry or the Cressida maybe. So it was like the sedan from like the 70s. So it was a 1980 Corona with magenta velour seating and like hadn't come with tinted windows, but the people that had it had installed their like cheap, like do-it-yourself tinted windows. But now after 12 years, it was peeling off. But the point is the woman whose car it was named Beatrice Goldfarb. And so her license plate was Queen Bee. When I was 16, my parents got me a car with the vanity plate Queen Bee. But then I went to Israel for 8 weeks, and when I got back, it was a normal license plate.
Oh my God, that just makes me think of that Marilyn May superfan who we see in P-Town every summer with the license plate on their, is it like a Rolls Royce?
I think it's a Bentley.
Their license plate says Miss May, and they have a cutout of Marilyn's face in the window.
By the way, my dream car would be a Bentley. Partly because it's Ben.
Larry Lawrence, I saw Lucy once in front of her house and she sent me a sign pic. Aww.
My gay father that I don't speak to.
Yeah.
His like gay divas that are like his like girls are Marilyn Monroe and Lucille Ball. And somewhere with like a bunch of like really hostile, inappropriate letters he sent me, I have his autographed Lucille Ball photos.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a get. That's a big get.
Yeah. Anyway, it was love and hate.
Anyway, on that note, back to your I'll Be Fatty.
I'll Be Fatty. Well, it's not really anything specific to this moment, but well, it is maybe in a political sense, but I mean, not this moment of my particular day. But I would call it like the straight male gaze in casting musicals. We've kind of like talked about this on the pod before. It's like this idea of like, that woman's not hot enough to play that part and, et cetera. And it's like all about somehow this idea of like, we're casting musicals to appease this sort of idea of like this like heterosexual like businessman who like just wants to see some sexy legs when he like goes to like the theater. And like, I don't think that first of all exists anymore. But honestly, like, even if it does, and even if in some universe that is a consideration that like producers either do or even should take, think about when they're casting, like, I don't wish to have that on me anymore when I'm like fantasy football casting like Mame, I'm just so tired. I mean, and this is not just about people thinking Patty is not hot enough to play XYZ roles, not just, but like, but in general, and I'm just like, I want to like free my mind,
if you could ease my mind, love. No, that's not the lyric. What is it?
if you could read my mind.
If you could read my mind, love.
I love that song so much, and I knew it first from Barbara's version on Stony End.
This is Stony End?
But when I first moved to New York City in 1999, I remember going to one of the last wig stocks that they had on the piers on the side. And I barely knew what it was. I just kind of wandered on. The first time I saw Lady Bunny on stage, although I've seen her in person before because she stepped on my foot at the cafe, this gay bar in the Castro in like 1996.
Oh, I've been there, yeah.
And I remember being like, ow! And she was so rude. And I was like, who the fuck is that? And my friends were like, and I was like, who? But
was she in drag?
Yeah.
If it was
fucking like spike heel, like pierced my toe.
If it was Pixie, she would have said clear for talent.
Yeah, she didn't. Wigstock 99, Larry Lawrence was there. Well, Larry, maybe you can help me, because what I remember was that there was some girl group at the time. I think it was a girl group. Maybe it was just a single singer who had released a new like club version of If You Could Read My Mind. And I remember, I just wandered into Wigstock. I was going to say like my drugs or whatever, but I was like totally sober. It was like the middle of the afternoon. But I just remember that they were like blasting this like 90s like club like remix of this like new version of If You Could Read My Mind, and I was like living for it. And like I've downloaded all the ones I can find that are like in that style, but I don't feel like any of them are the one.
What was that group that came up around the same time as RuPaul and all them that was famous?
Well, this is like considerably after RuPaul came up.
That's true. 99.
RuPaul was already like a huge star. RuPaul had already peaked and fallen.
Yeah, that's very true.
Big Fire Island teen music. I'm not surprised. Larry, you're giving me some gold here. Speaking of Fire Island, I keep reading about, for years, I've been reading about this famous porn from the 70s called The Boys in the Sand. Like but it's filmed on Fire Island. And, I'm fascinated by Fire Island. And, like, we both talk about, we've been, reading, like, 70s gay fiction set and all that stuff. But I was reading about it the other day, so I was like, and I'd never found that movie. And I was like, oh, maybe it's, like, on my Vidster, this, like, porn, site. So I went there, but, like, not wanting to, like, get off, just, like, wanting to, like, find this movie. And the first one that I happened to, and there was a million uploads of it, of the full movie. And the first one I happened to watch was the director's commentary. So I watched like huge chunks of this, like not at all like in like a sexual context, because he was basically like narrating, like telling stories about like those locations on Fire Island. It was so interesting. And to see like the like sandpiper that was like what was before the pavilion that like was replaced by the first pavilion in like the 80s or 89 or something. Anyway, it was very interesting Fire Island trivia. Maybe Larry Lawrence could tell us more. Although if Larry's moment on Fire Island T was 99, Larry might be too young to have experienced those days of the sound. Yeah.
It's so funny you said the director's cut. That gives me an idea for a video that I want
director's cut.
That I want someone to make. I want someone to make a video of Barbara Streisand directing a gay porn.
Well, listen, like, be the Barbara Streisand directing a gay porn video you want to see in the world.
Just like the bed that they'd be doing it on would be like a lacy, like doily covered antique mahogany bed.
Happy birthday, Larry Lawrence. You turned 60 this week.
Larry Lawrence. That's also a really fabulous bar in Williamsburg called Larry Lawrence.
Really? Yeah,
it's one of those. It's on Grand, I think, and it has like a nondescript, non-signage doorway. So it's like you have to like know it's there in order to get there. You walk through this like unmarked hallway to get to the door.
Oh, is it a gay bar?
No, it's like a cocktail bar. It's right next to that Korean barbecue place.
KB, my favorite.
Yeah. Anyway. Wait, what was else? I had another thing to say. Oh, another thing I was watching about Fire Island was, speaking of Wigstock, Nelson Sullivan, who was this kid who ran around with
oh my God,
people back in the day. And he just has this treasure trove of footage from his filming. And there's a whole channel called something 9th Avenue Project on YouTube. But there's all this footage of him in the Pines and Cherry Grove back in the day.
Whoa. I've only seen his stuff like walking around the East Village with like RuPaul and Lady Bunny and stuff.
Yeah, it's very that, but like Fire Island. So.
Oh my God, I'm so watching that.
Yeah, it's on like New Now Next or something.
I don't know what we're gonna do. We're going to Fire Island next week, and I don't think this coming Tuesday and Thursday will still be in the city, but the following, I don't know if our connection there, if we're going to be able to broadcast.
We can test it. The Wi-Fi seemed pretty good last time, but
no, because I did the how fast is my Wi-Fi, and it was the lowest numbers I've ever seen.
Oof. Well, and we can't really use our hotspot because my phone gets zero signal out there, which is
my phone gets good signal out there, but I don't know if it's good enough for like live,
Yeah, well, we'll test it out.
These are problems that Nelson Sullivan and whoever directed The Boys in the Sand never had to worry about.
Well, and are we going to be in the same room, or are we going to be like in our separate rooms, like on our split screens?
Very good question.
Can we actually be in the same?
Let's have a fan vote on that.
Yeah, fan vote. If you next week, Ben and I will be actually together physically. So should we do a split screen, or should we actually just sit side by side?
We can do a split screen because nope, got nothing.
I mean, we could do it like the View style, where we're like around like the table and like we're like sipping our coffee and talking to each other this way,
Yeah, totally.
I'll be Whoopi, you be Joy.
I think people should start giving us their
Oh yes, Dolly Concert Kill. Let me play the intro because I always forget. We had lots of really good submissions.
Such good stuff
last time. So have them. Oh, he likes the split screen. Okay.
Thank you, Daniel Noel.
My anagram, I guess I don't know if that's the right word. So yeah, submit us your Dolly Concert Kills. 3 performers, and we'll assign 1 to see as Dolly Levi, 1 to see in a peak career concert, and 1 to send to the Pines.
Okay, I want this one. Sutton Foster, Anne Hathaway, and Kate Hudson.
Oh, very good.
Very good. Well, I want to see Kate Hudson as Dolly Levi.
Yes.
And I want to see Anne Hathaway in concert because I've seen Sutton Foster in concert. And I'm not that into Anne Hathaway. I guess I'm actually more into Sutton Foster than Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
But I've seen Sutton in concert, and I'm not that into it. And I'm just very curious. Like, there's a really wide range of possibilities in my mind of what an Anne Hathaway concert could be. I mean, the safer bet would have been Sutton as Dolly, Kate Hudson in concert, because I'm curious about that too. But I mean, Kate Hudson might be as close as we ever get to Goldie.
Young Goldie.
I'm willing to take my chances.
Okay, you're gonna have to take this one again because I don't know who some of these people are.
Do I know who people are?
Do you know who these people are?
I mean, I know who Anna Kendrick is.
Yeah, and I definitely want to kill her. So maybe
Lawrence says the worst Dolly he ever saw was Tova Feldshuh. I think there's another H at the Paper Mill Playhouse. I heard she did it with an Irish accent because it's Dolly born Gallagher. But I'm like, but you're born Feldshuh. That's terrible. Oh,
here we go. Now we're gas.
Oh, I might need a chance at this one too.
Okay, why don't you take this one first?
Oh my God. Anita Morris, Ruthie Henschel, B. Arthur. Okay. I have to choose. This is Sophie's choice. Oh my God. I can't decide. I mean, I really want to see them all in concert and as Dolly. I think I still have to say B as Dolly.
Yeah.
And God, this is not fair, but fuck me. I mean, I can't quit you, Ruthie Henschel. I'm killing Anita Morris. which I don't want to do because I just can't quit Ruthie Henschel. Ruthie, wherever you are, I want your crazy ass in my face.
Oh my. Okay, so Pamela, Donna, Priscilla. Oh, chorus line. I mean, I guess Donna as Dolly, Priscilla in concert, and Kill Pam.
By the way, we mentioned on the last episode that we came up with a new version of this game called Donna Liz Donna, where you have Donna McKechnie, Liz Calloway, and Donna Murphy. What are you going to do with them?
Yeah.
And, our friend Dan Fortune, I think, really won the summer when he said that for his Donna McKechnie project.
Yeah.
Say it. I don't want anyone to steal this idea. It's too good. He wants her to do a one-woman show about Gwen Verdon, where she sort of does all these numbers from Gwen Verdon shows, makes us see Gwen Verdon through her eyes as someone who really appreciates her and is a fan, and also her whole experience of working with Gwen Verdon when Gwen put her into the national tour of the Debbie Allen Sweet Charity, where famously Bob Fosse died opening night in DC, which was the opening sequence of Fosse Verdon. And I mean, I'm so excited about that in general, and specifically, like, we could maybe finally get to see Donna do the song Roxy, which I've always dreamed of. And so anyway, I'm gonna call Donna. I think this needs to happen.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Stephanie Kramer, these are such deep cuts today. I mean, Jean Smart.
Wow.
I've been dying. I'm on such a Jean Smart kick these days, but
one must.
So I'd say hers, Dolly, and then I'm not quite clear on who the other two are. Pearl is great as Dolly. Yes.
I'm an idiot, by the way, as you know. Robert Osborne came to see Patty Issues.
Robert Osborne?
Yeah, and I didn't know who he was, and I was introduced to him. And like someone told me who he was, and I don't watch AMC. Like I was just kind of like, I was like, whatever. I was like, nice to meet you.
Oh my God! If I would have met Robert Osborne, I would have been peeing my pants.
Yeah, I peed nowhere.
All right, guys, we have 2.5 minutes left.
Wilson Chin, are you watching and not giving us any Dolly concert kills? I don't believe it. By the way, Wilson Chin,
calling you out. Broadway
set designer Wilson Chin, who literally texted me as we were like, minutes to curtain today, being like, where do I watch this?
We're being invited to set.
Wilson, yeah, thank you. Wilson is one of my best friends, Broadway set designer, and we were roommates in college sophomore year. We had our first apartment together, and we lived in the same dorm freshman year. And the way we met was like welcome week. The girl across the hall called me. I was in my room, and she goes, "There's a weird gay Asian guy with his ear up to your door." And I'm just sitting in my room listening to Nine. I'm like, huh? So I open the door, and Wilson's standing there, and he goes, "Is that the London cast?" And we've been inseparable ever since, except apparently today. Oh, there's Wilson! Wilson, come on.
Come on.
All right, London cast.
Oh, here we go, baby. Here we go. Shirley, Debbie. Okay. Debbie as Dolly, Boots the House Down. Shirley in concert, because that voice. I just want all the Rodgers and Hammerstein. And then I love Deborah, but, kill her.
This is not really her milieu.
Yeah. Debbie as Dolly, I would pay good money to go back in a time machine and see that.
I don't even need the time machine. Just dig her up, put her in the dress. I'll pay the money.
Just prop her up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, sitting in my room with. Oh, I thought he was listening to Nine too. I'm like, how are you listening to us?
All right. Well.
Really, Wilson, you got nothing? I'm just in shock.
Nothing.
I'm absolutely aghast.
He gave us nothing.
I am agog. I am aghast. Is
marry us in love at last? I've never heard him ooh and ah.
Did I marry us in high school, or did I make that up?
Yeah, senior year, baby.
I think Cole did too.
He did, yeah. And we also both played Seymour, I believe.
Well, that's more good. In my day, Les Mis wasn't a show you did. It was just a show you saw.
Yeah, we did it all right. And we had a turntable too. But it
Wow.
was not motorized. We had like stagehands like pulling it on ropes.
Pretty. You two rock. Thank you, Daniel Noel. By the way, Daniel Noel, is it pronounced Noel or Noel?
Is it like the Christmas song or is it like
No.
No.
No. All right. Well, they do, and they're so. Everyone keeps
Wow.
saying we're like twins. That we look exactly the same, equally attractive. I just, I get so bored of it.
Like Christmas. Wonderful, wonderful.
So annoying.
Noel, Daniel Noel. All right. Well,
Tune in next week. I'll be back to my clean lines, my surfaces, sweetie darling.
yes, sweetie darling.
All right.
In the meantime, our new podcast episode will drop Monday, so check that out. And we love y'all and see you next week. Oh wait, I gotta play us out.
Tuesday, Thursday, April, August.
Time heals everything. It's a song. Time heals everything.